Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell them. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. Hot or cold, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another topic session for the Success Chronicles. And I'm so excited about this one. I got, two of my guys on for you. It's a special treat for y'all today. Like, I know everybody, we like gifts, right? So I'm just going to let me throw the disclaimer right there first, Harp. We got to do this. So first two disclaimers here. First off, this is going to be a gift, okay? So let me just tell you that. And then the second disclaimer, anytime I'm blessed with the opportunity to hang out and get with these dudes, it's hot, right? So I just want to warn you guys that are checking out this session, hey, it's about to be hot, okay? So I just wanted to give you the warning. But, the fair disclaimer that they're warned, guys. I've already warned them, so you can bring it. It's okay. It's all right to bring it. But, joking around, but in serious, truly, mad respect for these men. I think they do amazing things from a faith-based standpoint to help others and give to others. And I truly, admire and respect their work and how they do what they do. And I'm so thankful that, they've taken time from their families and their busy schedules to give us an opportunity to just hang out and talk some life and success with you guys. And so first, I just want to say thank you guys for doing that and being who you are.
Yeah, we love you, man. We love you.
Let's go. Yes, sir. Well, what I want to do is just give each of them an opportunity to tell you guys who they are, like their background, where they're from, and kind of some of the things that they've been involved in. So TP, Tarrance, we'll let you go first.
Yeah, man. First of all, man, I just want to say it's an honor to be on here with you guys. I said this before and I'll say it again, man. I feel like a kid in the candy store, like a kid on Christmas Day. And something that you always say, Chip, that Pastor Danny Green says back at Skybreak Church we used to attend back in College Station, that life moves at the speed of relationships. Man, I'm just a humble, love God, love people, love good food kind of person.
Yeah.
I grew up in a small town called Somerville, Texas. Went to Bible college after that, served as a senior pastor of my home church. And then from there, God called me to the ministry of FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, serve the campus of Texas University. And that's how I met Coach Chip Baker. He was at a coaching and the athletic director of his hometown of Hearn, Texas. And actually Will Compton connected us. And so I drove out there. And instantly when I met him, there's some people you meet and you're like, okay, hey, dude, I feel like we grew up together. And some people you meet, like you don't ever want to interact or see them again. But Chip was that dude, man. Instantly we connected. We started texting. We went to church together, just good fellowship. And then I got called to West Virginia University, FCA, and served there for about a year and transitioned out and now serving on staff at our church as one of the teaching pastors and still doing some athletic chaplain type stuff with some of the schools in our area. But man, I'm just blessed to be on here with you guys. I'm just excited to see and just excited to dive in on our time. So
awesome. Thank you, TP, man.
Yes, sir.
Truly appreciate that. Like I said, I just wanted to let the guys and everybody that's watching have a good idea of who we are and where we're coming from. So when they hear some of these things that we talk about, they'll know where we're coming from. Harp, you up next, my man. Tell them a little bit about you and where you're from.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, man, it's a blessing just to be on here with you guys, man. Appreciate the invitation, Chip. So
yes,
I've got a chance I lived in Houston my whole entire life, born and raised. I went to school at Lone Star College. Then I went to University of Houston, got my degree from there. But quickly on, like 19 years old, I got into the ministry. And so ministry, preaching, and I was a youth minister for about 10 years, able to do a lot of work with them. From there, I just transitioned to actually going to full-time. I'm wanting now to go into full-time ministry, but I've been doing a lot of preaching. But also in that whole time period, I was doing a lot of motivational speaking as well. Motivational speaking, where I got a chance to speak to colleges and universities and schools and now companies, where I can kind of share some of those principles that I believe that helped me be the person I am, and I believe it's helping me to kind of just share that, and to share some of the wisdom, godly wisdom with other people, and just pour into others what's been poured into me. So I get the opportunity to do that on a regular basis. Also, I was a teacher, educator for some time, so I enjoyed doing that work as well. I was blessed to be a coach, a basketball coach. I coached middle school basketball, freshman basketball, and so I've worn a few hats. But what I like to do is to speak, to talk, to point to others, man, just to serve. So that's me. It's a little bit about me. I got a chance to write a book recently too.
Yes.
That was something that I was happy about. It's called Talk to Yourself. It may be the best conversation you have all day. And it's really just dealing with negative thinking, negative and limited thinking. And so trying to get a good perspective and on how not only should you see yourself, but how God sees you. And so, so I got a chance to put it out at the beginning of this year. And so it's been going well.
That's awesome, man. So,
hey,
like
Chip, I got one thing to say. When I heard Medusa, he was in ministry, all I felt in my spirit was like, won't he do it? Won't he do
it? hey, man, lights.
Hey, man, lights. Come on, somebody.
Come on, somebody. But yeah, man, just, like I said, I just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to tell the audience, a little bit about you. And, like I said, some of those things, I know your background, but they don't. So I wanted you guys to kind of put that out there. And, so you guys that are doing what you're doing, that's checking this out, reach out to them, check them out, social media, see the things that they're doing, because they're doing amazing things to help others. So let's dive into what we're going to hit on today. Today, we're going to do a topic session. We threw out some topics. We talked about certain things, but today we're going to hit on be you, being you, being okay with being you, some steps to be you. We're just going to break down that and just get some wise words, some knowledge from these guys. And, I got my pen and my pad ready so I can take some notes, because Harper, I got it. So again, it's about to get hot. This is the hot part. Okay,
you almost sound like Nelly, man.
Yeah, it's hot in her. It's getting hot in her. All right, so we'll start with TP, man. Tarrance, man, what do you have on being you and the process of doing that?
Yeah, I just think about, when I think about being you, I think about, one word comes to my mind is being authentic.
Yeah.
Being you, being genuine, being kind, putting others above yourself. I've learned that everybody else is already taken. So why not be you? And, man, just hit a little Bible on you, man. The Bible says we're fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God. And so, man, I've learned through life that sometimes, man, I've tried to maybe try to speak like this person or speak like that person. But at the same time, of just having self-reflection and just being like, hey, you know what? I'm going to be myself. I've been through some experiences, some challenges where I can be able to share my story, my testimony, my heart with people, because you never know, man. Somebody may be waiting on your story to hear what you have to say, not what they, what you read out of a book or you heard on TV, or what you saw on TV or heard on a radio station. But man, you just never know who's waiting on you to be fully you. And so I just challenge people all the time, man, is to just be you. People will love you for who you are. People will hate you for who you are, but never let that stop you from being who you are. And in life, I mean, we're all going to have opposition. I mean, we're going to have enemies. I call them frenemies, a friend in the face, an enemy behind your back, and you're going to have haters. But one thing I've learned about a hater is that people that hate on you don't hate you because they hate you, but they hate you because you handle life better than they do. So instead of them giving you props, they always give you problems. And so I've learned that sometimes people are watching you from afar sometimes and seeing how you're handling things, how people gravitate to you because of your positivity, how people love you because of your genuine smile, how people love you because you always have something positive to say. And a lot of times people will be negative towards you. And a lot of times you're like, man, hey, man, is there something wrong with me? No, it's nothing wrong with you. It's an issue with that other person. So I've just learned throughout my life is to just, no matter what people say, no matter what people do, no matter who comes, no matter who goes, it's to just be you, man. Like my wife tells me all the time, and man, I ain't the fit guy in the world, man. I got some love handles and stuff. My wife said something that always stuck with me. And she said, if I wanted somebody with a six pack, I would have got somebody who had a six pack. If I want somebody who was rich, I would have married a rich person. She said, but I married you because you are who you are. And it didn't resonate with me right then, but she said, because you're kind, you're loving, you're genuine, you're sweet. She said, you're the same person every time I see you. And as I sat back in time of reflection, I was like, wow, because I was being myself. I wasn't trying to be nobody that I wasn't. And a lot of times, guys, and I'm just going to just keep it real and speak from my heart. A lot of times I've been there before where I tried to be somebody that I'm not, and you do not feel comfortable. You feel out of place. You feel confused. You feel discombobulated. But I just want to challenge people out there whoever may be listening to this or watching this to just be you. Be you. You have what it takes. Yes, you can be the first person in your family to graduate from high school. You can be the first person in your family to graduate from college. You can be the first person in your family to start a successful business. Yes, you. Yes, you. So I'll just say this and pass the baton on is no matter what happens in life, always be yourself. Always be yourself. It's kind of like Coca-Cola. People are looking for the real thing. And I believe in my heart that person who's watching this or is listening to this, you are the real thing. So just be you.
Hey, I love that, man. Hey, I love that.
Man, you wanna comment on that a little bit, Harp, before you go? And I got a little comment on that too, but I'll let you if you want to comment on it.
Oh man, that was really good, Tarrance, man. You know, one thing I was thinking about being you is that the struggle to be you for some is warranted because there's so much pressure to be someone else. You know, from early childhood, there's always this pressure to be this guy or look like this or do this. And I think everybody feels that. And as you're trying to grow and you develop, you're trying to figure out your voice, how you navigate, how you do things, how you look at life, and just be fully accepting of that, right? And so, but I think once we understand that's our superpower. Like our superpower is the fact that we are ourselves. You know, we can be authentically ourselves and to navigate through life that way, because then you don't have to compare yourself to anyone. You know what they always say, comparison is the thief of joy. And so if I'm always comparing myself to Chip or comparing myself to Tarrance, then you'll never see the best version of myself. You know, and maybe I am more, maybe because of my background and my experiences and where I was raised, it makes me more sensitive to certain things, or I'm more inclined to certain behavior or whatever. But whatever it is, it's my makeup, and it makes me draw out to those who I need to serve and who I need to pour into. You know, so some people, their ministry may be working with people that might be homeless. You know, some people, their ministry may be working out with people. They have a heart for people that were in domestic relationships or whatever. But it's because their unique background, because of them being themselves, their heart goes out to those individuals. And so, you know, you have to just try to figure out, who am I at the core? Who am I? And so that I can always find the place in which I can serve. And I think that's important too, right? So for me, just being you, it starts with being sincere in everything that you do. And when you're sincere and authentic about the things that you do, you understand that you may not agree with everything that I say, and I may not agree with everything that you say, but I can fully accept it because you know that it's coming from a place of sincerity, that I'm not speaking because out of convenience, but I'm speaking from my convictions. Like, I really mean this. I'm being my authentic version of myself. Like, you're not speaking because the situation calls for it, but you're speaking from your standards. Like, this is my standard. This is how I move. This is how I live. And so being sincere, I think, is like one of the foundational things that you can rely on when trying to be you. Just think about it. Every time we go into the office or a new room or a new setting, there's this temptation to not be sincere, to be someone else, to perform, or to be, to act like someone that you think I should be. And so if I can just walk into that room, walk into that business meeting, walk into this new relationship, knowing that, hey, I'm going to be me, I'm going to be sincere. You may not always like it, but I'm going to be sincere, and I'll be open to hear anything that you may say about it, but I can't give up who I am, so that you can like me more, right? So I think that's important. It's fun that you talked about that today, that we're talking about this subject. A friend of mine shared something with me. Tarrance, you probably can relate to this to some degree. But, going into ministry, sometimes there's a lot of pressure to be a certain way, or to act a certain way, to even speak a certain way. And so I remember my dad's in ministry. And so one of the things I didn't want to do is that I didn't want to just sound like my dad. I didn't want to sound like him or sound like this person, that I had my own unique style and the way I wanted to deliver the word of God. And so, but I struggled through that though. I had to try to find my voice. And to be quite honest, sometimes I still struggle with that. It's not the sincere part. It's not the authenticity part. It's not the genuine part. It's just trying to figure out, like, okay, this is the way I communicate. This is the way I tell stories. This is the way I'm going to be most effective, because it also lets you know, who are you going to serve? Like, you being you can't serve everybody. You can't help everybody. You can't be a blessing to everybody, but there's an audience out there that will really resonate with what you're saying and how you say it and what you do. And if you downplay that, then you'll never be able to experience all the blessing that God would have for you to, experience. You won't reach the people that you need to reach because you're just not being you, And so, I think about those two things I think about when I think about being you, the temptation or the pressure of not being you. And I would just think one of the remedies for that is just be sincere. Be sincere in every setting that you're in.
Ooh,
wow.
Man.
And let the church say amen.
Hey, the doors of the church are open. Hey,
Come on.
Is there one?
Come on.
Man.
Rob dropped some heat, man. Wow.
No, man. I appreciate what you said, Tarrance.
Oh, man, bro. Wow. I needed to hear that, bro.
Going to bring us home, Chip.
Put your weight on it, Chip.
But come on. So, man, just hearing you guys, man, first off, I'm just thinking about how blessed and fortunate I am in my journey to be the best version of myself. I've come across great people like you guys that have, I can learn from and be a sponge from, which will help me be me along my journey. And, Tarrance and I have talked about this a lot. There was a time where when he and I connected, it was a pretty rough, time for me. And Tarrance was a light in my journey to be me, regardless of the situation that I was in. He was a great reminder of, you're good, man. Just keep doing your faith-based stuff. Stick to your principles, be you, be authentic, like he talked about, be sincere, like you talked about, Harp, just be you. And so as I, heard both of you guys talk, I was reflecting mentally on that time, which brought me to this. I think, for the most part, we need to realize that, we are a one of one. I think, Harp, we've talked about this before. We have to realize that, the big man made you like he made you. Like the big man made me like he made me. He made that person like he made that person. And we're all a one of one, and we have uniqueness and special things about us that came directly from him, And so the first thing is that we have to remember that there's no one else out there like you. Mm-hmm. Like, so be you, be okay with being who you are, because there's nobody else out there like you. Like, that's special. And so I think we can relish in that. So wait, hold on. So you mean that there's nobody else out there that's like Chip Baker? Wait, really? But then here's the key. Here's the kicker to it though. Like, because I'm a one of one, I have some special things and special traits and special gifts and things that I can share with others that will help them. You know, and when we really realize that, you know, when we look at, you know, our environments, our experiences, our relationships, our actions, you know, all of those are destined to allow us to be us, you know, wherever you are in that. And there's a purpose for every environment that you're in. There's a purpose for every experience that you've had, good and bad. There's a purpose for every relationship you have. Man, there's a purpose for every action that you have taken to get you to this point, right? And so now there's blessings. You have to realize there's blessings in those lessons, right? And we just have to pull those blessings and use those to help others. And, you know, your ACE can be someone's saving grace, your adverse childhood experience, whatever that is. You know, you may say, oh, well, this happened to me. You know, well, we all have to grow through some things. You know, we all have some struggles. None of us are perfect. You know, we're all striving to be the best versions of ourselves. And when we are able to take those things and take it in and get over ourselves and know that, you know, I have to share this with somebody because it's bigger than me, you know, two things happen. I think you allow yourself to help others, which in your giving you receive, right? That's biblical. Y'all can go there. You know, y'all know that one. You know,
y'all can go there.
Yeah, y'all know that. You know, but then the second phase is, man, it allows you to have so much personal growth in your life, and it lights you on fire, right? It lights you on fire to share that with others, man. And so for me, those are the, you know, kind of the things that I had on being you that came to mind, that came to heart for me.
Yeah. No, that's good. I like the fact you just said that you expounded on that uniqueness, and we have talents and gifts that are tailored for us, and which puts us in a position to be able to be a blessing to other people. One of one, man. I like that idea that nobody can do me like I do me, right? Nobody can do Chip like Chip does Chip, you know, or Tarrance like Tarrance does Tarrance, and really embracing that and walking in that is a powerful thing. You know, sometimes we can even think that that's not, you know, I'm just trying to be this, I call false humility. Sometimes, you know, you're like, well, I don't want to, you kind of downplay yourself. It's like, no, just be you. Be you. And then I think what's comforting for me as a person of faith is to know that God is looking right here. You know, God is looking at the heart. You know, no matter how I may project, how I may come off, He knows whether or not I'm being sincere. God knows whether or not I'm being true, I'm being genuine. You know, so I don't have to put on for this individual or this individual. I just have to do my very best to prepare and to pour out whatever I need to pour out to others, and to do whatever that task might be. And then, hey, let it, like this old folks used to say, let the chips fall where they may, man. Because I know that God is looking at my heart. He knows that I'm being sincere and being genuine. And so, and that's all I care about anyway. So, I want to do good, but ultimately for me, I want to make sure God is pleased with me. So,
that's solid, man. Yeah, I think about, I know for me in my life, I wouldn't be where I am if somebody wasn't being their self. I think about, I'm big on accountability, having mentors in your life. No, man. I mean, if you see a turtle sitting on top of a fence post, you know he didn't get there by himself. That's something I learned when I was. I think Dr. Rick Rigsby had said that one time, one of his speech, that if you see a turtle sitting on top of a fence post, you'll know that he didn't get there by himself. And man, I'm learning in life that in some areas of my life, because I'm being myself, I'm being genuine, I'm being real, I'm being authentic. There are some moments in my life when I'm like, I don't know the answer to everything. And so I'm able to reach out to somebody like Chip, my pastor back home in Texas, or I have a mentor for like finances, because he's skilled. He went to school, and he's good in that area. And I have somebody in the sports chaplain where I have somebody who's a mentor who's a great husband, who's a great father, who's a great family figure. And because they were being themselves and they were real and authentic and genuine when they took the time out with me. So I feel like everything that was poured into me, because they were being their self, and because I'm being myself, I'm being like, hey, I need help. Hey, can you give me some advice? Can you give me some nuggets? Can you give me some wisdom? So now that same wisdom and knowledge that was implanted to me, man, now I can go out and be myself and help somebody else along the way. And man, I think it was like Dr. Martin Luther King who said this. He said, if I can help somebody along the way, then my living will not be in vain. So I want to challenge those who may be listening or maybe watching this, to find somebody, to be yourself, but two, find somebody that you can pour and invest yourself into, because somebody took the time out of their busy schedule, away from their family, away from their dinner plate, away from TV, whatever it was, to spend time with you. But I want to challenge those who may be listening or watching to take the time out of your busy schedule to pour into and invest in somebody. And a lot of times we're like, well, man, I don't know who to talk to or whatever it is. But man, one thing I've learned is like, hey, man, pray and God will lead you. He will direct you. And I say this, and not because he's on this call with me, but man, I would not be where I am in my life if it wasn't for Chip Baker, because Chip helped me through some hard times in my life. And people are like, man, you look like you guys get no, man. I hit some potholes. I was in some valleys, man. I was in some trials and tribulations, man. And because of our connection, because of our relationship, because we were being ourselves, we were being genuine, real, and authentic. I was like, man, I felt led to reach out to Chip. And because he went through a circumstance that I was going through, and he was able to share some of his wisdom and his knowledge. And the first thing he said was like, hey, man, hey, let's talk, man. I want to hear your heart. Hey, man, how can I help you, man? And I think one of the reasons why I love Chip, and like I said, I'm not saying it because I'm on the call with him, is because Chip has a heart to serve, and he's very humble. And so, man, I just want to challenge those out there in the world we're living in, and we know what's all going on TV and all the stuff. We don't have to get into it, but man, just be kind. Be loving, be genuine, help somebody. And I'll say this like this, help somebody without having to brag or tell somebody about it. You know, man, what my grandma used to say, don't ever let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. But man, help somebody without looking for something in return, because you have something, you have a great gift, you have a great talent, you have great wisdom, you have great insight. To where you can help not just this generation, but your neighbor who lives next door to you, or the coworker that sit across the cubicle at your office, who may be always keeping up drama and nonsense. But maybe you know, with your positive self can get them and be like, hey, you know what? I hear what you're saying, man. You know, that's not the environment, the culture that our supervisor has put her in place. You know, hey, you know, can I help you? Do you need to talk to somebody? Can I pray with you through some things? Is there something going on? You know, hey, I'm always here for you. But I've learned, man, that you would be surprised how people will open up their life to you by you just being you.
Ooh, man, that's so good. And TP, man, I appreciate the kind words on that, man. And I just think, you know, just hearing you guys, just hearing both of y'all talk about, you know, what you talked about, and then knowing you and how you do what you do. You know, for me, I think it starts with that pure heart. You know, it starts with those pure intentions, you know, and when you have that pure heart and pure intentions with godly backing with it, I mean, it's nothing but greatness that can come from it.
Yeah, so true, man. I'll say this. I just feel led to say this, and some things are starting to come to me now. You know, at first when you're talking, you know, like nothing coming to you, but now I just really feel like there's somebody watching or listening to this that has some friends in their life that the season is over with. And a lot of times we can't get to the next destination. We can't get to point B because we're stuck at point A because we're carrying dead weight. And that season has served itself. You have done everything that you were asked to do. And I'll just say this, long story short, that everybody can't go with where you're going to go to next. Everybody can't go where God is going to take you to. And the reason why some of us can't advance in life is because we're too busy trying to keep and please our day ones. And some of our day one should have been gone day 30, day 40, day 50, day 60, day 100. But there are some new people, some fresh people that the Lord wants to bring into your life because you are being you. And a lot of times, like, people may not understand your hustle. They may not understand your grind. They may not understand your vision. And one, because God didn't give it to them, he gave it to you. And so a lot of times, if you have the wrong people surrounded around you that don't see your vision, that don't see or know your heart, they can talk you out of the next breakthrough that may be, or they can talk you out of the next networking gig that may open the door to your ministry or to your 501c3 or to your character development program. But I just really believe in my heart that there's some people watching that who may be listening to this, man, that you're like, hey, man, I'm struggling, man. I can't get to point B because I'm stuck on point A, or can't get to second base because I'm stuck on first base. I've been stuck on that for 5 years. But there are some people that the Lord wants to bring into your life, man, that will help you get not just from first to second to third base, but to help you get to home because you are being you. You're being genuine and kind. Yes, we all can say some things that we can't take back, but because you've been humble, you've been patient, you've been kind, you've served with humility and with honor. But I just really feel like, man, that there are some people who will watch this, man, that hey, you can't get to the next level because you're too busy, man, holding on to dead weight. So I just want to just challenge you. And, man, I've been there before. I'm telling you from past experience to release that, man, to release that. Get around some positive people, some people of influence. I always say this all the time, man. If you broke, why hang around broke people? Yeah. If you sick, why hang around sick people? Yeah. If your marriage is messed up, why hang around people whose marriages are in shambles, man? But get around some people who will challenge you, who will push you to be all that you have been called to do. And don't be afraid, man. When you take that step of faith, yes, it's scary, it's challenging, but man, I tell you what, but if you just be yourself and just realize that you're not by yourself, as Chip always say, the big man upstairs, man, he's always with you, man, and just have that mustard seed of faith. But I just want to challenge those, man, that I really feel that the Lord is wanting to take you to the next level, but you got to release that dead weight, man.
Hey, and I'm gonna hit you with this one, man. Great points, TP. But I'm gonna hit you with this solid right here, and you'll feel this. And and when you're hungry, meet up with your boy and break bread at Papa's.
What's on that ranch?
That's
what's on that ranch and them good old thick French fries, man.
That's his favorite spot, man.
That's
every time we come this way,
spot, man.
We hit up Papa's and break bread, man.
Hey, Chip, let me say one more thing, man. I'm sorry I'm talking a lot.
Come on, man. Let's go.
Be able to distinguish when somebody is being concerned and when somebody is trying to get in your business, because there are people, man, who are really genuinely concerned about you, and want to go back to Rob. Rob was talking about the heart. Be able to look at a person's heart and being able to tell, like, okay, hey, man, I can let this person into my life because they are genuine. I think I'm gonna keep this person at a distance because I think they're gonna bring strife. They're gonna bring negativity in. But man, and I'll say this, man, when man looks at the outward appearance at the Lord, he looks at the heart. And a lot of people, you would be surprised of some of the people who walk around with smile on their face, driving nice cars, big, and they're wondering, like, hey, why me? And the question is, like, why not you? Mm-hmm. Why not you, man? I mean, you have what it takes. Everything you need, man. The Lord has already deposited those gifts in you. So as Paul told Timothy, man, it's time to stir up the gifts. And I just want to challenge people, man, who've been sitting on the bench, who've been sitting on the on the side waiting for their number to be called. Man, hey, don't always wait for the opportunity to be presented to you, but go take that opportunity. Take that step of faith, man, and get out your comfort zone, man. I mean, that's not the place to live, because great things, last time I checked, great things never came from comfort zones. And so I believe that all of us on this call today, me, Chip, and Rob, are where we are today because, man, we tapped into ourselves. We saw the potential. We looked in the mirror, like Michael Jackson said, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Oh, yeah. And so we looked at the man in the mirror and we like, hey, you know what? Today is the day I'm going to start doubting myself. Today is the day I'm going to stop selling myself short. Today is the day I'm going to stop speaking negativity and over my life. But today is the day, hey, man, I'm going to take that step of faith. hey, I'm going to call that person who can help me. Hey, you know what? I'm going to get out of my insecurities, man, and tap into that courage, tap into that power that's on the inside of me. But yeah, man, when we look at the man in the mirror, which is ourselves, you're not gonna see nobody else. And if you do, it's probably Casper the Friendly Ghost. But you will see yourself. But when you see yourself, man, look at yourself and say, hey, I can do it. I have what it takes. There's 4 things I tell myself every morning when I wake up. I can, I will, I shall, I must. I can, I will, I shall, I must. I can do all things through Christ that gives me strength. Hey, man, I can go back to school and get that bachelor's, that master's, that PhD degree. The only person that's holding us back from being all that we can be is ourselves. And Chip, you heard me say this before, and I'll say this again. Man, our greatest enemy is not our biggest hater. It's not the devil. It's not somebody walking around with a pitchfork and horns on their head. It's not our church member, coworker, or somebody we met at a conference. But our greatest and our biggest enemy is our enemy. And a lot of times we can talk ourselves out of great opportunities, out of great moments. But man, when you wake up and you realize, and you ain't even got to smell the Folgers or the Maxwell House or the Starbucks, but when you wake up and be like, hey, today is going to be the day I am going to stop speaking negativity in my life. Today is the day, man, that I'm going to get out there. I'm going to start writing this book. Today is the day, hey, I'm going to start networking. Today is the day I'm going to break away from fatty foods and start, exercising, living a better, healthy life. So I want to challenge you, man, to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, you know what? Today, don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. Start today. Yes, you can start right now. I know it's in the afternoon, but start today and tell yourself, yes, I can. I think about Les Brown. He said in the speech one time, one of the great speeches, he said, yes, I can. Yes. And he said that way before Sherman Klump said it. He said it way before Sherman Klump said it.
Hey, you giving us some history now.
He kept saying, yes, I can. Yes, and that's what when you're driving and that little seed of negativity or that doubt comes in, you got to tell yourself, yes, I can. When that coworker at work tries to come at you sideways and you want to go left on them, no, you say, yes, I can. Be positive. Yes, I can. So I want to challenge you, man, to start speaking over yourself, man, and start pick up, instead of picking up the National Enquirer or logging on social media and seeing all the drama stuff, man, grab a John Gordon book. Matter of fact, grab one of Chip Baker's, success books, man. One of his books, or grab some material from our brother Rob, man. There's stuff out there that can help you, but the only person that's holding you back from being yourself, and I'll say this and I'll let it go, is yourself.
Come on, TP.
Come on, man.
Man, you gave him some history too, man. Man, that was before Sherman. Man, that's some. Brother.
Hey, Les is one of my guys. I love listening to him, man. Amazing story.
Yes, sir. Well, Hart, man. Any other points? Anything you want to hit on?
No, man.
You good?
No, man. This has been therapeutic for me as well. Just kind of where I am right now, and so I just enjoy listening to TP and yourself, man, Chip. So I no other words, man. This is good.
Good stuff. Well, man, I just want to tell you guys again, thanks so much for taking the time. I gave everybody the disclaimer that you guys are going to be hot. So I warned them. I feel okay about that. I told them what they were going to get. So that's all. We're good. We're good.
Tell them it's on the house today.
It's on the house. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much. And thank you guys that are checking out this topic session on BU, and just go make it happen. BU, go get it.
Go get it.
Go get it.